Hello creation, I hope you're well. I've just written this, it's just come through, it's called How Loudly the Heavens Applaud. How far the rise of warrior, fallen for the cause, unaware of all achieved, and how loudly the heavens applaud. Dropped into the fires to both test and yes to burn, until 'tis time to signal for the angels to return. Watchers in the ethers are now gathered for the calling, in preparation of the event that ceases all from falling. The period of resting is at last to cease, for the healing done for humankind results in soul release. With enhancing gifts of aptitude, the light grows ever brighter, a call within that must be answered by all angelic fighters. Vibration transmutations, lifting hearts as dull as lead, brings faith once more in Creator and what lay in store ahead. Enrollment to the ascended masters for some is what awaits, all of godly highest ranked to greet you at the gates. With joyous arms to hold you, you are brought into the fold, to sit and tell of changes that you helped bring about within this world. All would not have seen your successes, nor witnessed that of which you have done. They too had their tasks to undertake, gifting love to everyone. Ascending after lifetimes, breaking cycles that run amok, saw release of both friend and foe from the karma that held them stuck. Now, balancing of energies opens up another level, for the soul to wander and roam, releasing all of that dishevelled. A piece to take to outer world, reflecting back the truth. To heed, to guide, to walk with pride, hand in hand with those of youth. A sanctuary provided to all who wish to learn, to aid in growth both young and old, as all can now discern. And once they own discernment, their journey becomes clearer. Walking the path in one's own truth brings unification of all much nearer. How far the rise of warrior, fallen for the cause, unaware of all achieved, and how loudly the heavens applaud. There you go. There you go. Pick the bones out of that then. Make of that what you will and pick the bones out of that then. So, that can be any one of us, can't it? That can be any one of us, as we all have our tasks, we all have our tests. We're all backed and supported, whether we, at the time when we're going through stuff, we feel abandoned or not, you know. It's one of them, innit? You know, when you see things from a more enlightened perspective, you can see that everyone's going through their own lessons, and I've said it all before. It's down to how people, where they are on the journey, as to what they're willing to accept, whether they're blinkered or not through the conditioning of their lives, whether they're open to possibilities or not, or whether they just don't want to come out of the comfort zone. And you know, it's a great saying, is that I've said it before, ignorance it can be bliss, but when there's your soul inside is screaming for more, and it's crying out for more, and it wants more. If you in your unawakened state won't listen to that, there will be things that brought it into your life, whether it's through your health or whether it's through other human beings' expressions of consciousness coming into your life to reflect back that which you need to learn of yourself so that you can release it or whatever and progress. Then it's all about progression, it's all about ascension, you know. And sometimes if we are stuck in a cycle and we can't seemingly get out of it, we'll get a kick up the arse. We will get a kick up the arse by spirit, by his guides, by his higher self, whatever. You know, we'll be picked up by the scruff of the neck and dropped into a situation that we have to deal with, and if we don't deal with it, it's going to happen over and over and over and over again until we do. You know, and then you get those who are not willing to dive into it and who are saying, why does it always, you know, that was song, wasn't it? Why does it always rain on me? Why does it always rain on me? Why? Why does it all? Because you believe it always, because you're not listening to your intuition, to your soul. You're not listening, you're not going ahead and diving into it and sorting it out and releasing it, confronting it and releasing it, whatever it may be. You know, hanging on to something that, you know, fairly recently someone threw something in my face of something that I said way in the past, you know, when I was a different version of self, and it's like, you need to let that shit go, really, you know, because it's not got a hold of you, you've got a hold of that, you know. But then some particular individual expressions of consciousness, that's how they are living their lives, and you know, they don't understand that what gets reflected back to them is, you know, it's being mirrored back to them for them to see that that's how they are, you know. And like I've said it before, I did say it once before, because by a terrible bully, I was accused of being a bully, and I'm not a bully. No, and I won't then neither. No, but it's that saying, isn't it? I'm not what you say I am. You're what you say I am. You know, it's all about reflection. It's all about learning. Some people are not at that stage yet where they are willing to step out of the comfort zone. Their inner child is their wounded. It's the wounded warrior inside. It's the wounded child inside, isn't it? And some people are just not at that stage yet. But one day it will come to that where they will have to address it, because the calling will become too loud for it to be ignored any longer. And that's it. We all have our callings, you know. It's up to the individual, because if we don't address it, life just becomes harder. It becomes harder to live in your own skin. You know, it really does. It does. And that's that saying, isn't it? We can be our own worst enemy. Of course we can. We need to take control of the mind, which sometimes, don't get me wrong, I have a chunter. I bloody do. I have a chunter to myself. Just don't do, but I do. I'm a bloody human. I'm not floating 6 inch off at the bloody floor, am I? You know, I go to bed and sometimes I break wind on a night. Or on a morning. Oh, I'm only human. You know. I'm not one of these who, if I had a partner outside of me, I'd fart and then pull their heads, covers over their heads. No, you're alright. I'd be discreet. How the hell did I'm talking about that? Right, that's it for now. Wherever you are in the world, if there's no light around you and you're in the dark, you'll be the light, you'll be the love, and light it all. You will make a difference in this world. Take care.